Yo, what's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. Thank you for tuning in. This is Drinks with JD. All right, my main man, Young G.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for being here on Drinks with JD.
Oh yeah, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you for making the drive.
Oh no, I appreciate you having me.
No doubt.
We're supposed to link up. We're supposed to make it happen. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I did. Your show is dope. So
no doubt,
yeah,
no doubt.
It's an honor to be on it.
Thank you so much, my brother. All right, man. So let's introduce you to the Planet S.O.N audience. Can you please let them know who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Well, my name is Young G. I'm a musician, a father, a mentor, football coach. I'm all the above.
All right, no doubt.
I'm from San Diego, California, and so yeah, I'm all the above.
No doubt, no doubt.
I grew up here, a long time. So,
no doubt. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, bro. All right, man. So let's take it back a little bit. All right. So I know you just mentioned that you're from San Diego. However, where were you born and raised?
So early in my days, I grew up in like North Park.
Okay.
Yeah, East Dago, California. And then I ended up moving around to like Lemon Grove, then back over by Federal in the Southeast. And then I lived by Keeler at one point.
Okay.
And then Spring Valley. So I've been in Spring Valley the most bit of my time.
No doubt.
So from high school on, about in the end of my middle school and high school, that's where I've been. I kept my family there when we were living out here. So yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So.
And where were you born?
So my original state where I was born was I was born in Seattle, Washington.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I moved down here when I was around 1 or 2. I don't remember.
Okay.
I gotta ask my mom. Don't quote me on it. But
No doubt.
Yeah.
No, it's similar to me because I was born in Los Angeles.
Okay.
But my father moved us to San Diego when I was 4 years old.
Got you. Okay.
So I completely
you're
understand.
Yeah. You've been here for the most part of your life.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we're San Diegans.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Definitely. Anytime I'm out of town, I'm repping SD.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Me likewise.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. So matter of fact, I guess we'll stay on that topic. What brought your family from Washington State to San Diego?
So my dad is from KC.
Okay.
My mom is from Seattle. She had a best friend up there, and then her husband at the time was my dad's best friend.
Okay.
So then they connected them, and went from
that's
there.
what I'm talking about.
We lived there for a little bit, and then we moved out here.
Okay. So why San Diego? Why were your parents like, I want to go to Southern California?
You know why? I think for the most part, we already had family members that were here that kind of already migrated here from KC, Tennessee. So it was like, okay, let's go ahead and move down there. And then they lived right in the heart of San Diego, Solola, Southeast, right there by Lincoln.
No doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you ever travel back to, like, let's say Washington State or Missouri, or is it on the Kansas side?
So it's both.
Okay.
It's both. Wichita, Topeka, it's all over Bonner Springs. So it's all over.
Okay.
So they all spread over everywhere. But yeah, here and there we go back. We do family reunions sometimes in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that's where my grandma was originally from, and then they ended up moving to Seattle. So yeah, we everywhere, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we originally come from the South, so then everybody kind of migrates wherever they go.
That's cool. All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So I know that you also mentioned where you grew up within the city, like North Park and also Spring Valley and stuff. So just so I guess we could get to know you better, and also relate to you more than what we know about you. Can you please let us know where you went to school?
All the way from when I was a kid?
Yeah. What school did you go to?
Oh, man. I can't even remember.
Okay.
So, my parents had me bouncing around, but I'm going to give you the middle school and up because I think that's whenever, I went to Palm Middle School.
Okay.
Now it's some other academy or whatever it's called now, but I went to Palm Middle School, and then I went to Monte Vista High School. That's why I was always over there. In elementary, I was everywhere. So it's like I was at Erickson. I was at... what's the school right there, right by Penn? I went to Penn Elementary.
Okay.
Man, I went everywhere. I went to Garfield.
Yeah,
I went everywhere, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, just moving around.
Okay. Now, you know how what we know and how you introduce yourself. You're a music artist, right? So when you were a kid, were you interested in different things other than music?
Yeah, football.
Okay.
For sure, I play sports.
No doubt.
I still love football more than I love music.
Yeah.
If I can get back out there and play right now, I would, but Yeah, football was my thing. I went to college playing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the scholarship and went Division I. So,
wow.
Yeah, I love football.
That's amazing. Can you talk a little bit about that? What school did you go to?
So I went to Weber. I went to Monte Vista, but then right after I got a full ride scholarship, I went to go to Weber State.
Wow.
Then I had bounced back, came to Mason. I went up to Washington State. So
wow.
Yeah, it was good. You know,
that's amazing, man.
You got to still make sure you get your smarts and have your brains right.
Of course.
You know, so. You know, at the same time, I was still doing music through it all, but
that's what I'm talking about.
And then a couple of things just switched up, coaches switched, injuries, things like that.
Yes,
so then I had my son too. So I had my son at 8 when I was 8. I just turned 18. I had my son. So it was a lot I was dealing with, trying to be a dad and be a student athlete and stuff like that. So,
of course.
Yeah, it was tough.
Okay, what position did you play?
Running back.
Wow.
Yeah, I played running back and linebacker in high school, but when I went to college, I played running back.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you study in college?
So when you all go to college, you know, as a football player, it's just like, oh yeah, put him in the easiest classes. So versus general, and then you get into communication. So that's what I did. But I still want to go back and get a bachelor's of science. So that's one thing I do want to do still, just to do. I got like 24 more credits to do anyway to finish that. So
no doubt.
Yeah, man. I want to get 2 of them, so that's what I really want to do.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, but why communication?
I think at the time, when it's one of the easiest things, and to be honest with you, as a football player, it's kind of like in college, there's no, I know they say education and everything, but it's when you're there on a scholarship, it's football.
Yeah,
so that's what you're there for.
That's right.
So, when you go in there, that's probably the easiest things to kind of get through with the courses and the classes and the units. So, that was at first, but then I knew you can kind of do that. You can use that for everything. And it also helped me write. It also helped me communicate. It also helped me with me being on the artist side too. So it was good. I mean, it wasn't really like something I really wanted to do, but I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm gonna be honest. I just wanted to play football. So that was my dream. So
that's what I'm talking about, man. Okay. Now, you know how you mentioned well, first of all, you're a music artist now, right? But even in college, you were also doing your music while playing football and also studying, right?
Yeah.
So when were you interested in music? Like when did you start your interest?
I was a kid.
Okay.
I used to be like 2 years old. You know the song, Poison? I'd be dead asleep. My mom telling me, man. And I wake up, dead drool out my mouth, everything.
Yeah.
That girl is Poison. So I already knew. So then I'd always like to sing. I was in the choir.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
And my dad had a label back in the day. He was messing with Mitchie and J.O. A lot of these guys, Sugar Free. We was all, a lot of these guys, Psych City, a lot of these guys from San Diego. And then, so we used to see it, and, me and my brothers and them, and we used to want to do it. So it was like, oh yeah, we started doing stuff, making beats on their equipment and stuff in the studio. And so we was just get down, and we was terrible, but we would do it, and people in our school would like it, like, people in middle school. Like I said, we've been doing this since elementary.
No doubt.
So people in the schools would be bumping us. And so yeah, it's kind of like now how the kids do it now, how the kids in the high school are really their true fans, and they push them to the next level.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, did you start off with poetry, or was it just bars? Like, you know what? I'm 7 years old with bars.
I wanted to be the first kid gangster rapper. That's what I wanted to do. I loved Ice Cube. I loved Snoop. I loved.
So from the beginning.
I loved it all. Too Short, E40. I mean, I loved it all. I wanted to be like SIBO. Looney Coleon. Man, I wanted to be a kid gangster rapper when I was a kid. Yeah, so that's really what and then it kind of evolved into what I'm doing now. So
now I know that obviously how you were talking about how you started when you were young, right? So obviously there was a point when your family knew that, hey, you know what, Young G is actually trying to pursue this. Now, were your family members and your friends, were they encouraging? Like, hey man, keep pursuing your dream?
So, there was nothing negative. It was nothing never like negative about it, but it wasn't something that was truly on my mind. Like I did it because I was good at it and I liked it as a hobby at the time, but I was stuck on playing football. So for me, most of my things was, working out, outside, playing sideline pops, like I mentioned in the song, just things like that. So,
okay.
So yeah, it wasn't like that until it was around like 2010 maybe was when I really kind of started getting going. That's when Wiz Khalifa started coming on the scene, and we was traveling around and doing shows, and So yeah, that's when they kind of knew. And then in 2012, I worked with E40. So then everybody was like, okay, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
So, yeah.
Now I know that right now you mentioned how your father, he owned a record label, right? So, well, from your father, right, being in music, and also for his son, which is yourself, having the music gene, within you. Did you ever connect, let's say, with your family, or did anybody else in your family have that same dream where like you guys wanted to do it together and just connect and just build within music?
It's tough, as I mentioned, because like a lot of my family is spread apart.
Okay.
So they're not all stable there. So I got like a lot of them in Seattle that's doing it. But I mean, again, you can still, reach out and do it, but it's usually harder when you're not around, especially building that team. Some in Kansas, some in Tennessee, there's some everywhere, man, Texas. So, it's tough. No, not really, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, not really. Just, just getting to what I was doing, sticking in my lane. And I knew in my lane always, I was taught, if you stick to your lane, you got to go in your own lane. If you start looking left or right, you start veering this way.
Okay.
So that was my thing. I wasn't really too focused on help or nobody doing it. I was always wanted to be self-made and just do it my way.
No doubt, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, my brother. So I always ask my guests who are music artists whenever they come on my show.
Yeah.
I always ask, when did you know that you fell in love with the hip hop genre?
I mean, like I said, since I was a kid.
Okay.
The Poison. I always mess their name up, so I don't want to say it.
Okay.
So it's the Bell, Bell, whatever. I don't want to say it.
Okay.
I always mess their name up, but everybody knows. Since then, I mean, in the kid, I remember songs like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I would go to sleep. It wasn't just hip hop, it was R&B too. We would go to sleep, banging a little more on the R&B side. If it was Usher or Genuine or what is his name? I can't think of his name right now, but it'll come back to me.
No doubt.
Older guys, man, and then a lot of my parents listen to a lot of old music, so that's what I was really listening to. And then I started listening when Tupac really came around. I figured out he was Gemini, and that was it. It was Thug Life, So so he was a big influence. Snoop was huge. Love Snoop. Snoop and Tupac was my real influence. I remember driving to school with Pops.
Yeah.
I went to Trinity Lutheran. This was my first. That's another elementary school I went to right there by the barrel.
No doubt.
Man, we was driving, we was bumping Gangsta Party.
Okay.
All the way to Trinity Lutheran.
No
Think
doubt.
about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then, man, I just said, man, Dad, play that one again.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, you better like the beat, not the words. But he already knew. He already knew, Yeah, it was. I think at that point in time, for real, I was a second grader.
Okay.
First or second grade, I was 7 years old. That's when I knew. I was like, okay. Yeah, this is it right here.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
You know how you just mentioned Tupac and Snoop, right? How they influenced you. Who else has inspired you as far as let's say to just create your sound? Like who are big inspirations for you as far as musicians?
I get a lot of my fans, a lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah, you sound like you're from the Bay."
Okay.
A lot of people don't even think I'm from San Diego.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, but I used to listen to a lot of Too Short, Messy Marv, like I said, Looney Coleon, T Nutty.
Yeah.
I mean, when my era was coming up, those dudes in Sacramento, even though that's not really the Bay, but that's really Bay. The way they still communicate.
Or Vallejo, like E40,
E40.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, man.
Sacramento.
Yeah, so, and it was a couple other guys, man. That's what we were really listening to. Mac Dre is huge.
Yes.
Mac Dre is
Brother Lynch.
Yeah, that was my favorite. So that's really my favorite rapper.
Okay.
But you said influences, so favorite.
Yes.
You said I don't really rap like him, so that's
Yeah, no, for sure. Because he has his own.
Yeah, he got his own
different sound. Like a gory side.
That was really my favorite rapper coming up in my high school era.
No doubt.
But yeah, a lot of those dudes, man. A lot of those dudes we used to listen to. So, and what you listen to a lot is what you kind of, and so I think that was one of the main things that really, it all comes into my sound if you listen to really how I rap.
Yes. You know what? Staying on that and touching on that, I guess I don't want to dive deep into it because I know later in the interview I want to talk about it as well, but I'll mention it here since you mentioned it. Now I see it. I see that, yes, I guess people could say you are influenced by the Bay, and some of my favorite things about you is that, or let's say one of my favorite things about you is that you have used DJ Mustard type beats, and yes, he's from LA. However, people say that his sound is kind of Bay Area like. And one of my favorite things about you is how you rap on DJ Mustard type beats. Yeah, so yeah, I can totally see it.
So when I was coming around, there was no YG.
Yes.
You know, I was the original YG, but when you're from LA, you know, whenever you make it, that's what you run with. So when it was all around the same time, we was always, even Joe Moses, all these guys, we was always around each other. So I was just from San Diego. I mean, TF3rd, that's Lil Bro. You know, he was with the Jerkin movement with him and YG. They had that group together. So we was always together, but I was from San Diego. So, you know, I would bring whatever I had up there and then come back down here, you know. So, you know, that was just the sound that I liked. It was a little bit up tempo, but it was still on the West Coast side enough to where it was like, okay, this is a little bit, this is like Too Short, this is like E40, this is what I like to hear, you know what I mean? So I think that's more what it is. I can't really get with all the trap music and rapping on that stuff. It's cool, but that ain't me. So I don't like I said, I like to stick to my lane. This is how I won. This is how I've been winning. This is how I've been, you know, this is how I've got to where I've got to right now. So.
Oh, I totally understand. Okay. All right, man. So you know how you were just mentioning artists from LA, right? And how you would drive up there and work. So what does it mean to you to be a music artist from San Diego?
That mean everything to me. You know, I think out here, if we're gonna talk, I'm gonna just talk in general. That's how I like to mean. We talk in San Diego. I think out here it's a lot of talented people. Yes. From music, from just being smart, athletically. We at the top. You know, I take it on a little bit more personally because it is harder to make it from here than it is to go to the Bay or to LA, you know, because those guys, it's right then and there. It's in their face. They can go to the mall and walk in. Oh, damn, I just ran to Dr. Dre, you know, and maybe Dr. Dre listened to it, maybe he don't. Yes. You know, all the superstars that you see that's not even from the West Coast, they live in LA, you know, maybe still some live in Atlanta, some in Miami. For the most part, they all live there, you know, in the Bay. So it's a little easier when you're up there, you know. So when you're coming from here to even get recognized and start messing with people, like when I got on with Snoop and Percy and R.M. and Dog Pound, you know, that was big for me because one of my songs was being sang by one of his nieces. So that's how I knew, okay, what we're doing is going in the right direction. But, you know, it's a little bit of a tie. I couldn't say it without the help of, you know, some of my brothers like TF3rd and some of the cats that I really, K-Boy, Eastside K-Boy, he's doing this thing right now. Without really connecting with them and them really opening the arms to me, because when people start seeing them mess with me, they wanted to tie in and say, okay, what's going on with San Diego, you know? And then they invited me up there, and we was in the studio all night just playing my album, and we was just vibing, you know, in the Dog Pound studio. So, you know, it was I take it on really strong because you know, San Diego, I love it, and I think that we need to get more light on our city and what we're doing down here, because we got a lot more, but we just got to get out our own way sometimes, you know, and that's just being 1,000.
No doubt. And I totally understand what you're saying. And also, I want to thank you for being a proud San Diegan and shining light on us as well. So, because you have a staple in that. So, yes, you're also shining on everybody else and giving them praise, but, you know, you deserve your flowers as well. And thank you for bringing light to San Diego as well.
Oh man, I appreciate it. I just like to see everybody win. I ain't no hater, man. So that ain't ever been in my pedigree. That ain't how I was raised. Like I said, my family, we're not really originally from here. So the way they think is more on the south, you know, southern side, you know, Midwest
That's
mentality.
That hospitality.
Yeah. So you know, a lot of these guys out here, I feel bad for them because they, you know, the way they've been raised is not, you know, it's not correct. So. It's a little different. So, you know, the way we think, the way I think is a lot different than a lot of people out here think.
No doubt. And speaking on that, I also feel, fortunately, that, and I'm sure you could agree, that at least I believe that the culture here in San Diego is changing for the better. You know, than what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we're more hospitable, maybe more accepting as well. So that's a plus, right?
Yeah. I think San Diego as a whole, like, like when you come in like as an out of towner, I think when you're somebody or you have some type of stature to you, that we always open arms. But now it is getting better as far as everybody kind of trying to blend together. If we can get it right on the street level, then it'll really be good. You know what I mean? But
no doubt.
Yeah, everybody's right now kind of doing their thing, and I see a lot more of what I see is a lot more youngsters supporting their own musicians. That's what I see.
No doubt.
I see a
lot
of
these.
That's what we need because that's what is going to take this city to the next level because those are the next guys up. So you need the support. You go and that's what I think that a lot of people in my generation have kids teaching their kids like I'm teaching mine. Don't keep the hater stuff out the way.
No doubt.
Everybody's doing their thing. And you always salute anybody who's doing their thing just as well as you doing yours.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
And there's plenty of shine to go around.
It's money. It's out here, baby. You got your own goal. That's what I'm telling you. Your own lane.
No doubt. Okay. All right, my brother. So, as a fellow San Diegan, I understand the pride that we have for our city.
Yeah.
And I noticed that in all of your projects, you let it be known that you're from SD, right? Why is it important to you to highlight San Diego?
Well, there's two things.
Okay.
One is because I'm from SD. So if you listen to anybody, anywhere, they're going to highlight where they're from because that's where you're from. Everything you've seen, to what you do, to what you eat, how you act, everything about you is where you're from.
Yes.
Two, the reason why there's so much pride into it is because we're always the underdog.
Yes.
So we're always the underdog in a lot of things we do.
Okay.
So if it's anything entertainment, we're always the underdog.
Yes.
So I think it's really important. And that's why I take a lot of pride in it. I love being an underdog. When you watch sports, sometimes no teams you really don't have no bid in on, no money on, or you don't really care about. You usually want to see the dude that to win the team that's a little bit. They got that story to him. So that's why you like the Washington football team.
Yes. Okay.
So you kind of we underdogs, man. So you kind of want to come to light. Like we can play with the big dogs.
Yes. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, bro. So you worked with many hip hop legends from coast to coast, right? From Sibo, from E40, DJ Quick, and even OJ the Juice Man, right? But one thing that I noticed about you is that you always come back home, right? On your first album that dropped almost 10 years ago, you featured Big June on it, which is, a San Diego.
That's my dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Footprints.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And years later, you also featured on a song, or you've dropped a song with our legendary Mitchie Slick.
Oh, that's family right there.
No doubt.
Family.
And then all of a sudden, your latest single, you're featuring Ryan Anthony.
Man, that's family too.
No doubt. So the question is, why is it important to you to work with San Diego music artists?
Man, you have to.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got to. Like that's the thing that's why I get excited. I'd be more excited about those songs that I do with them than I do with everybody else.
Yes.
Not knocking nothing anybody down for me, but I love doing it with them because you get to see everything that they've been doing and what they've been the progression that they've had, or the success that they've had, or the success that they're having now. And it's important to me. Just like I said earlier in LA, when I was going from here to go mess with them, but then we in my backyard, we got to mess with each other. So I'm also trying to bring in the light of young artists, connect the dots, bring it together, because you got to bring it together. You got to reach out to the next one. You've never seen a guy win a game by himself on a team.
That's
you got to bring it in. And once you do that, the lights gonna come in. Now everybody's gonna be eating. Just at one point when they were doing LA, when everybody was in the group, it was this artist popping. Then all of a sudden it was this guy, YG, the T.Y. Dolla $ign, the Joe Moses, to this guy, man. It's and that's what happens because these guys are working together. You got to work together.
No doubt.
You got to work together.
And I know that me and you were the same age, right? And so in your era, I guess you could say, or in our era, we grew up with Mitchie Slick, right? And then now with the new era, which is the Ryan Anthonys, it's cool that you're in the middle, but like as in Mitchie, you, and then Ryan Anthony, different eras.
Yeah.
However, you guys are
Mm-hmm.
elevating each other and just like bringing everything together, like you were just mentioning. So that's pretty dope, man.
Man, it's dope. It's just dope to see, man. I remember when Ryan, shoot, he was just making beats for another rapper, I don't know if you know him, but GGB Stone for a minute. So, you know, and then he was coming out, and then one day he reached out to me. He's like, hey, man, can you just do this song for me? I was at the house, at the studio in the house. So he was already there. So I just knocked it out real quick for him. Boom.
No doubt.
And then I was like, man, he kind of dope, you know. And I used to always see him at the events, and he was coming up, you know. And at the time when I had, you know, when I was shining, you know, and it's good to see when, like, okay, you step back a little bit, and I'm doing what I'm doing. It's like seeing now he takes it to another level. So it's just, it's beautiful. And then Slick comes out and always reaches in and reaches back with the young crowd and you know, and just puts his stamp on things like that. So yeah, man, it's all love. Like I tell these young dudes all the time, I'm always down to work with them as long as you're working hard and you wanted to work, because it's the only thing we can do.
No doubt. Okay. All right, brother. So you released over 10 mixtapes and multiple albums.
Yeah.
What's your own favorite project?
Ooh, man.
And you're out of your entire catalog.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my top two, but the favorite one is probably, I think it's the 7th Letter.
Okay.
I think that was the time when I really ascended, and then that's when everybody was, it was love, you know, and I became the dude, you know, in my city. So I think that was the one when I got on with Snoop, Percy. That had a lot of joints on there that was in the middle of my time where I was really, really at my prime with rapping. Like really, was really at it. So yeah, I think that was the one, and then this one I just did now.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
And it's one I just did now.
Okay, All Hustle, No Luck.
All Hustle, No Luck.
All right, man, I'm not gonna lie. The 7th Letter is my favorite one out of your entire catalog. I love it, man. I love it. I love how, well, this is the reason why I love it, because
I appreciate it.
The album, you know, as a whole, it's extremely diverse, right? You show how well, you show your entire range of of like how you do it. Every single track is different, and also the flow of it. Like let's say you could go into let's say a timestamp beat, which was like, let's say, the Mustard era, because when you dropped that one, like I want to say 2015, 2014.
Yeah, I think it was around around that time.
Okay.
Around that,
So when the Mustard type was popular, right?
I think it was. I think it was.
So you have a timestamp of that, right? So you at least gave credit to that, and then also you have songs where you go into a song, you know, right after a Mustard type beat, you know, you go right into a song where, like, let's say I don't want to say it like this, but let's say you're more on your feelings type. You know what I'm saying? You're more on your feelings type. Yeah. And then also on the record, you even sampled an Aaliyah song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to be without you.
Exactly.
That was the song I was going to say. That was the one.
Exactly. So it's just like I said, it just shows how diverse you can be and how your range could just go from here to there, but it still sounds good. And it's awesome that you put it all together in one project.
Man, yeah, like I said, man, when you want to be the best at what you're doing, like I think everybody get caught up into being famous, like, and that's cool, you know. But I think with that comes with, you need to be able to understand the grind, the hard work, the stuff you have to put into your craft. Everybody don't make it overnight.
Yes.
So you have to be able to be at your best. If somebody walk up to you right now and say freestyle, you better be able to freestyle. You know, if you know, nowadays it's a little different. Now you know, you drop the song, but you know, and it's getting back to the realness though. As far as what I hear these young rappers talking about, even if it's on some auto tune, it's getting back to it. So what I would say is you definitely have to make sure that you can hit all angles, because that's how you can be the best you can be, and that's how you know, you gain long life fans, not just people that pop in and pop out.
That's right. That's
people that'll stick with you. You know.
No doubt. All right, my brother. So you know how we were just talking about the 7th Letter, right? Yeah. And obviously, I was just mentioning how diverse you are, right? Why was it important to you to show how diverse you are as far as your music and your range? Why was that important to you?
I take everything serious, man. I take it all with a passion. And it was important to me. I think it was so much because just to show I'm a rapper on all levels, not just San Diego rapper, not just this. I done been around the map, so and I think being around the map helped me, because at that time, that's when I was doing a lot of traveling. So what you're saying is like you're hearing, what you're hearing is a lot of different areas I've been in. So I was able to put it together. But just being able to just being the best at what it was important to me to be the best, and I wanted to be the best at the time. So I knew at the time I had to be able to do that, to be the best for my city. So and I think that was really it. And once I started proving to myself that I can rap on anything, it was lovely. So yeah, it really didn't have too much thought into it. Really, I guess it just kind of came. It just kind of came. It wasn't really a thought into it. It was just like that's what happens when you really out moving around and you're making music. It just happens like that. You know. So
well, hey, I'm appreciative that you did that, because it was pretty cool. Even though it wasn't meant to be like that, it was dope that you put everything together. And like I said, that's one of my favorite projects. So
bro, appreciate it. So we on the same seat, same year, same project. Yeah. So that one was dope, man. That one was dope. I will say that one was dope.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was dope.
All right, brother. So as I was prepping for this interview, people were just asking me like, hey, who you got next, or who you interviewing next? I was like, I got these people next, and I'm interviewing Young G, and multiple people have said, oh, you're interviewing Young G? Oh, okay, yeah, he's cool. I know him by this, I know him by that, and I'm like, other than the music, I was like, well, how do you know him? They go, well, he's actually my son's football coach, or stuff like that. Like mama's over here asking me, and that's how people know you from different, I guess, aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Now, I know that right now, or during our interview, you mentioned how you were a football coach, right?
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a mentor? And also, why is it important to you to be a mentor and a teacher to the youth?
Man, it's important. It's very important. Number one, because they're the future.
Yes.
Like I was mentioning earlier. Number two, some of these kids, man, they don't come from the white picket fence or the silver spoon or nothing like that. They come with, have dads around. Some come from a Torah family at home. It's bigger than just, football. So for me, I just fell in love with it. I initially started coaching because I wanted to spend time with my son, as far as that could have been our bond. So we started out. And then I just started falling in love with just life, in general life. And I think the kids helped me become a better man more than I've helped them.
Okay.
Because when I was starting to coach, we were still out going, we was going hard. So, and then when you start to step in that world, you are a teacher, you're a mentor, so they look at you a little different. I'm not saying stop pursuing your career, because music, it goes hand in hand now, with that. You have a lot of these musicians who have their own youth football teams or high school teams are repping, and so that is very important to me. Just being out there with the kids, seeing them smile, man, making them happy, giving them things that possibly that they can give. Making sure these kids that you see, parents can't pay for football, we make sure they can play. Make sure they're a part of what's going on, making sure that they're away from anything that's gonna get them distracted. Detour them away from what's going on in the streets and stuff like that. Because you have kids who's playing and the brother get killed, and it's real, so it's deeper than just football, so we try to make sure the kids have somewhere to go where it's safe, where they can have fun and where they can play, and they can be with, if I'm a celebrity to them, or if I'm some type of idol to them, that's fine. If I'm out there and people can see me and be able to be accessible to me and be like, oh man, he is cool, down to earth, that's who we are. Because just because I didn't sign the deal, or I didn't done this or went here and done this, doesn't mean that we all didn't come from the same struggles or love the same thing. We all on one level, No. Nobody's higher than the other. So
yes.
So yeah, for me, man, it's just really giving back to the community. A lot of people, they want to take from the community. Oh man, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. But what are you doing to really give back to the community? That's why I respect Ryan. That's why I really chose to come back and do that song with him, because I see what he's doing. He is doing drives for the kids and giving out clothing and stuff like that. So he's doing his part So when you talking, when you have the ability to do that, if you do so, you make sure you take care of your community. So, for me, that's big.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, I always want to make sure I'm always accessible to the kids. They can call me. The kids, there's kids that got my number that people don't have. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So they can always call me, and we chop it up, FaceTime. They come to my house. They play with my kids. It's love. You know what I mean? So that's probably that's probably the most funnest thing that I've done, as far as anything that I've really done in my life, is really coming back to coach the kids.
No doubt, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's totally commendable and respectable, and thank you for doing that for the community.
Man. It's a pleasure. Like I said, I needed them more than they needed me.
No doubt.
So now we rocking and rolling. So now it's it's something that I got to do.
Of course.
And make sure that they're good, even if I'm a part of it, even if I'm helping get the schedule right, or helping get the publicity to them, or scheduling the games. And even if I'm not going to be physically the coach for the next few years, I'm gonna still make sure the kids is good.
So you just there involved.
I'm involved, making sure I'm doing my part.
No doubt. You know how right now you were just mentioning your song with Ryan Anthony, right? Is it okay if you could please talk about that? Talk about how you guys came up with it, and also the cool thing about it is how I don't know who wrote the chorus, but it was cool how at the last part of the chorus it says, "Barely see the beach from East Dago to Southeast." You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool to blend in the Ryan Anthony new era stuff to the Little CS our era. You know what I'm saying, that we were growing up with. So that was pretty cool.
That's my dog, CS.
No doubt.
Before
and
we get
also,
off camera, that's family. Right
no
there.
doubt. And I like how you guys also put him in the video.
Put him in the video.
So that was pretty cool. Can you talk about that record? Which is obviously your latest single,
when I got
right?
the beat, man, I heard it, boom, man. I'm like, man, I was sitting there laying up with wifey, like, man, this beat is nice. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I just started listening to it for a minute. All right, the next day I just started writing. I sent it to my boy Young Pro. That's the one you said that did a hook.
Yes.
He's been grinding for a while too in this music industry. Moved to Texas for a minute.
He's the one that wrote the hook. Okay. That's what I mentioned. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if it was you or him.
We grew up together, so he knows me. So he knew exactly what I wanted and how it was supposed to sound.
Okay.
So
he's the writer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he wrote the hook, and man, when he sent it back to me, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. So that song, I've been pushing, but we haven't put the machine behind it yet. But I just want to see what it does really organically, and it's doing well. And the song is a nice song.
No doubt.
And it could blow up depending on how it goes. But
it's dope. It's dope.
It's a nice song.
How was it inviting Little CS to the video?
Oh, that's family. So that's phone call away. Yeah. He's always there for us, man. Another older OG in the game, G homie, reaching his hand down, you know what I mean, and helping out the younger generation, giving them game, giving them wisdom to succeed. So
another mentor.
You have to give back, man, because like I said, a lot of people want to take, gimme, but there's no give back. Yeah. So and Ryan, man, he's doing his thing. And I got nothing but love for him.
No doubt.
Man, last time I seen him, he was shorter than me. Now he's taller than me. So.
Fair enough.
Man.
Well, I love the record, man, and it's pretty dope.
Appreciate it.
All right, my brother. So after it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered in hip hop?
Man, it's me.
Okay.
It's G.
Okay.
Everything that I've done, from a student to now a teacher, and I'm still a student. I'm always still learn. Every record that I put out, all the hard work that I put out. I want to be known as one of the guys that bridged the gap from here to San Diego. The guys start be able to get on that scene. Just remember from being me. And remember me from being me. And I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me, and we're gonna keep going as long as God let us keep going.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that's really it.
Okay. All right, my brother. So can you please talk about future projects and what your fans can expect for 2022?
Yeah. So like I said, I usually drop the project always on 6/19.
Yes, okay.
But this year I'm gonna let this one ride another year. Like I said, I really like this project. I think it really needs to get more time to get heard.
Okay.
Keep going while I'm on my grind again, But I am gonna do it like a mixtape, blend it in with like some of the hot beats, 10 tracks, and it's 5 theirs, 5 mines, and I'm gonna give my style on some of this new era music for the kids, and really one big thing though, bringing some of my old crew back. That we gonna do some stuff, drop some stuff we was talking about. So we finally got all the paperwork right, and I got my own little label now. So we gonna be all right. I'm looking for the next thing. That's what I'm looking for, so I can walk him right on up in there. So that's really what I'm looking for. My kids, they don't make no music. They try, but they play sports. Like how I did. So I'm looking for the next, girl, boy, don't matter. And I want to, if they got a real passion for it, let's rock and take them where they need to go and meet the people they need to see.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay,
so that's what I want to do for 2022, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And where can people contact you? Like, let's say someone watching this and like, you know what, I want to be on the Young G. I want to work with them. How can people hit you up?
The best way for me is Instagram.
Okay.
YOUNGGEE619.
That's what I'm talking about.
Double G, double E.
Okay, that's the best way to contact you.
Yeah, I mean, on Facebook, I'm on there, Young G, but I don't really be on that stuff like that. Like I said, I be having kids, man. I'm always dealing with them. My oldest son, he getting ready to do his thing.
Okay.
So, so the best way to hit me is Instagram. I'm on Twitter too. You'll see me, all that stuff automatically reposts now. So, but the best way to hit me is Instagram. I'm on there.
Okay, and where can people hear your music?
On all digital platforms.
Everywhere.
Just
Spotify, everything. Okay.
Yep. YOUNG space GEE. Just Google it. It's gonna pop up. It's on all major digital platforms. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the more videos coming soon. That's one thing I promised to get the fans. They always ask me like, man, you have all these songs, but you don't really have enough videos. I'll be like, I'm gonna give you the videos.
Okay. Fair enough.
So so that's one thing I'm gonna start doing. Is, I'm trying to, by 2022, I'm gonna try to drop like 10 high videos and go from there.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. Can't wait for that, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. So before we end the interview, do you have any shout outs?
Man, shout out you, JD, and Planet Films.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
And your wife for having me, man. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting me all these years and steady rocking with me. Let's keep going. Like I said, I don't like to single out anybody because some people, you forgot about me. No, I don't do it. Shout out everybody. If you know me, and then I'm talking to you, it goes to you. So shout out to you. And,
like you know who you are, right?
You know who you are. I don't want no pretenders. Everybody that knows who I'm talking to.
No doubt.
Shout them out. So that's really it.
Well, thank you so much, Young G, for being here.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate
thank you for having me, man.
No, thank you, man. It was an honor to interview you. Thank you again.
I'm sorry. I want to cut you. Shout out my Lord.
Of course,
Shout out to the Lord for sure. Because
without
him, none of this is possible. It's God's plan.
God is good, man. God is good.
Hey, God is great all the time. I say it every day I wake up. So.
That's right. Yeah. All right, my brother.
I appreciate you having me, JD.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you. I appreciate you. Let's end this with the cheers.
Oh, you already know.
All right, my brother. Well, thank you again,
Appreciate you, man.